name's Daniel and you're watching Hiking and Survival in Japan, and this is day 21 of our cocooning in place on the non-official lockdown and state of emergency here in Japan. As you know, I've been doing these videos kind of like every 2 days, 2 to 3 days, just to let you know what's been going on. So mainly I do these videos to stop myself from going mad, to be honest with you. But also give me something to do and just to show the rest of the world what's happening in different countries. I know I'm doing this mainly from my balcony because this is the little world that's around me, but I also try to snip into this reports from different news reports, especially here from NHK, just to let you know that we are publicising it, we are talking about it, we do have it out there. And today I just wanted to clarify a lot of what I've been talking about. If you've been listening to my reports, you've been hearing how Japanese people have not been really taking this seriously. They don't seem to have any urgency on this, and how, to me, I don't see people social distancing or doing anything compared to other countries, and our infection rates seem to be going up and up and up and up and up, and the government is doing nothing about it. This morning I was listening to the BBC World Service, which I do a lot of normally anyway, but I try not to listen to any type of news reports over the weekend to give myself some respite from it all, and then to kind of like binge it on the Monday to get it out of my system, kind of thing, you know. And as I said, I was listening to the BBC World Service, and they were doing a report here in Japan, and basically they were voicing everything which I've been talking about. And I just want to play you something, okay? Just, as I said, this is from the BBC World Service, and we're going to talk about how here in Japan they think this is an old person's disease. And I've said this from the very, very beginning, and it's just nice hearing it from somebody else. So we're just going to listen to this now.
The man is in his early 50s. Dr. Fujitani says too many people in Japan still think the virus won't get them, especially the young.
People think that the younger generations, if they suffer from this COVID, their symptom is not so bad. But that's not true. Many patients in our hospitals are 40s and 50s. They may become a very sick COVID-19. So this is a message to the Japanese and the populations.
But out on the streets of...
So, as you can hear there, that's a news report talking to a doctor, okay? And as I said from all along, the doctors here have been screaming and shouting and doing news reports and jumping up and down and crying on TV, begging people to take care, to pay attention, to start isolating, because the hospitals here cannot cope with it. And for some strange reason, they've always had it in their heads, Japanese people now, that young people don't catch the disease. It's only going to be an old person disease, and old people just have to worry about it. But everyone else, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll still go to nightclubs, we'll still go to karaoke bars, we'll still go out drinking, we will still sit in restaurants and cafes and meet up in the park and have all our normal events. And it's not the case, you know. This affects everybody from babies right through to old people. It does affect people in different ways, but everyone will get it. And it's just hard to believe that people are not listening. It really is. I know not many people will see my videos. Normally I get about 20 views from my loyal subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. Even if you do watch it all the way through or not, just anybody who watches it a slight bit, thank you very much. But this stuff goes out on national radio, national TV, and people still don't pay attention. Now, we're talking about social distancing, and I've talked about before how here in Japan no one seems to be social distancing whatsoever. I have not seen it, I've not come across it. I did have a video, as I said, on me going to Kyoto. Unfortunately I lost all that video, which would have clearly shown that people are not social distancing. So here's another part of the report where the news reporter is in Tokyo and has just got off the subway train, and what he describes.
Tokyo, lots of people do not seem to be getting that message. Well, that's the sound of a train pulling in Tokoshi Ginza station. You know, what's really strange now when you come out onto the streets of Tokyo like this is how busy they still are. All the shops are open, there are old people, there are young people, there are very old people out here. It's impossible, really, to maintain a 2-meter distance from people, and no one is really trying to do that. People here do not appear to be afraid of the coronavirus. And the reason for this is because, firstly, the death toll from COVID-19 is still very, very low compared to Europe and America. But the other is that the Japanese government's communication of the threat to people here has been at best extremely confusing.
So as you hear it there, he's talking about how he finds it difficult to see anybody doing any social distancing, and it's true. And as crowded as Japan is, it's virtually impossible because nobody's staying at home. Businesses are not closing. As he talks about, bars and restaurants are still open, karaoke is still open. It's unbelievable what's going on. And as he said as well, it's to do with the confusion that the government is doing. Japan is the only country in the world that is trying to get through this whole pandemic with the economy still going. Every other country in the world has decided, no, that's too dangerous. You've got to shut everything down, protect the people, protect the workers, protect the nation, and then get the economy going again. But Japan is just like, no, we're just going to keep going. What the hell? Yeah, and sure, we lose some people on the way. That's fine. But the problem is, the hospitals can't cope for it. The designs of the hospitals here are not capable of dealing with a pandemic. They're not capable of dealing with a virus. They're not capable of isolating that amount of people. The noise in the background of sirens and everything, if you can hear it and if you can, is because our local fire station moved. They're building a new fire station and they positioned it in a park very close to where we live. So whenever time there's a big incident, of course, they all go out. Also recently we've noticed there's a lot more helicopters going around, and these helicopters are what we call Dr. Heli. These are emergency helicopters with doctors on board to take patients backwards and forwards, which means that the local hospital here has been designated now the new emergency hospital because the other ones can't cope because they're full of corona patients. And as I keep saying in all my videos, I don't know where this is all leading to. I really don't. Only time will tell. But on a good note, I see some countries are coming at the tail end of this. Well, they think they are, and they've started organising how they're going to get society back working again, bit by bit. Here in Japan, I can see that being a total disaster as well. As much as Japan likes to have its meetings and talk about stuff and talk about stuff and talk about stuff, trying to organise anything here in Japan is a nightmare because nobody will take the lead in anything, and then everything is kind of just done that, as I always say, that 90%, that last 10% that makes everything work properly, they don't do because it's more than their job's worth, to be honest with you, and that should be left to somebody else. I don't want to put my name on it, and we'll just leave it to someone else to do it. And of course, nobody here really knows what their job is anyway, and so it never gets done. It's really sad, it really is. And so I really don't know what's going to happen. Today now, it's 10:30, well, a little bit past 10:30, and the park is empty today, which is quite unusual. Yesterday it was full, and I mean full of different things happening. People playing baseball, people playing soccer, kids playing dads playing catches with their kid, everything. And to see it empty today is kind of worrying because it means where are all those kids and what are they doing? Are they off doing events in other places? Which wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. As I said, nothing has been officially cancelled here in Japan by law. So soccer matches can still go on baseball games can still go on, and I'm not talking about the major stuff in stadiums because they have proactively decided to close. I'm talking about the little clubs for kids and youths and stuff like that. So God knows what they're doing. But this is a very, very short video today. I'm not going to have a lot of stuff stuck into it because it's really just hashing over the same stuff again and again and again. I'll try to do another video in 2 more days if anything big changes. Not really anything has changed at all. If we get to go out to do any shopping or have to go somewhere, I'll try to take some video as well just to show you what's going on and how life hasn't really changed here. But for the moment, since there's a helicopter in the background which is kind of drowning out a lot of the sound, I'm just going to say goodbye for now. Please take care, everybody, whatever you're doing, however you're looking after yourselves. Remember, this will all be over one day. Somebody said this was going to be history. A friend of mine on Facebook put up a wonderful thing that was reported by a teacher in the States saying, you know, during the lockdown, take notes, get your kids to keep a diary, take videos, have interviews with your family, because one day this is all going to be history and they'll be able to show this to their grandkids and say this is what we did in 2020 during the great pandemic. And I think it's right. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos, because at one day this will be part of history, and what I'm recording and what I'm editing into the videos and what I'm showing you is part of history and how we are coping during this pandemic, and how you will see how different countries have coped with it and how you'll know what the outcomes are from those different countries. But there you have it. Anyway, until next time, as always, be prepared and see you on the flip side.